I'm normal. I'm just like you. I wake up after the fifth alarm. I skip breakfast most days. I wait a few hundred miles to change the oil in my car. But I was able to travel. I was able to travel 7,000 miles away and got to see people changing the world. These people make a difference.
So I asked this one boy, he didn't know a whole lot of English, but I said, "What's your story? Where's your mother? Where's your father? Why are you here?" And he said, "My mother has some walking problem." The boy's mother had cerebral palsy. She couldn't effectively, it was pretty severe, she couldn't take care of her boys. So he said, "And my father is dead. I don't have a father." And so he got really quiet and he started quietly crying. But he said, I don't have a father. The boys at this time realized that I'm not going anywhere, that like I'm live here, I'm a fixture. This was a couple weeks after I first moved here. But he just looked at me like a light bulb went off, and he looked at me and said, "But you can be my father." And I said, "Yeah, that's why I'm here. I want to be your father." He said, "Okay, Teranam Papa. Your name is Papa." In that moment, he started calling me Papa, and he told all the boys that time, he said, "Andy Uncle Nehi, Teranam Papa." His name is no longer Andy Uncle, his name is Papa. And they all started calling me Papa. The next day, one boy slipped up. The first boy that started calling me Papa standing here with another boy, and this boy said, Andy Uncle, Andy Uncle." And that first boy hauled off and hit him right in the shoulder as hard as he could and said, "Do not call him Andy Uncle. His name is Papa."
If I didn't grow up in an orphanage, I don't know where I will be. I always says, man, once upon a time I was just like these children that always sit in the corner and think, when somebody will come and give me a hug, when somebody will come and just take me in their arm and walk around the circle. I always dreamed all these things. When I look at Andy in these children, I'm like, man, I wish somebody will do that to me. Somebody will bring me an ice cream. Andy's really good with these children. He feels like, this whole kids are his. That's why he's a papa. And this kids loves him. Many times I ask the children, do you want to go find your father or you want to go home? They're like, no, mommy, this is our home. You are our mommy and he's our papa.
So this little boy, he has the nickname of Jackie Chan. Some boys were roughhousing and he broke his arm. So Jackie Chan, he does all his own stunts.
But heroes know that's what it takes to find themselves, to save a friend, discover true love in the end. When you're down, you close your eyes, build a raft of all the lights, float your troubles out to sea. Be the best that you can.
Get set, go!
Always listen to your heart. Make your thoughts a work of art. Climb the mountain if you like, but come back down with more than pride. These things I wish for.
But in 2012 or 13, whenever we're moving out of our house, I'm under, I come across my journal that I probably hadn't looked at in a dozen years or so at this point. So I look at my journal, and one of the first things I write in this journal is November the 9th, 1997. And I write in this journal, and if this doesn't confirm, where God placed us, I don't know what does. But I read in this journal, November the 9th, 1997, I write, God, in the last few days, we've gone all over Rajasthan. We've been to Jalwar, Alwar, Tonk, Deoli, Bundi, Nuwai, Jaipur. This is 1997. But in all of these places, God, you spoke to me the most in Alwar. I'm a young college student. I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I know I want to serve in India. Send me back to Alwar. This was years before I'd even met Susan.
I lived in the US for 11 and a half years. This whole time, Andy wanted to start an orphanage in India. He wants to come back and serve the ministry where I grew up. All the time he told me, he said, Susan, I really want to go back one day to India and serve with the people where you grew up. And we lived there, we worked very hard, and one day Dr. Shamal Thomas, who's M.A. Thomas's son, calls me and said, hey Susan, I know Andy and you wants to go to India. I have a perfect place for you. He said, you have two choices. Either you can go in Delhi or you can go to Alwar. And Andy said, I will go in Alwar.
Here, our actual home, this is kind of just our headquarters, our base of where we're helping other places around the country. And when we first moved over here, orphan care is what we started to do. But if you adopted a child, you don't look at that child as an orphan anymore. That child is grafted into your family. So at some point along the line, even though we've had over 50 boys come through here as orphans, we stopped looking at it as orphan care and we just started looking at it as a family. So when we decide to help the women in South India have surgery or whatever, our boys pray, and we pray as a family how we're going to do outreach and help other people. So it's not any longer that our boys here are our ministry, they're not our outreach, because they're our family. So they're the ones that are helping drive for the outside.
I'm basically a mom for 50 people. I do everything. Make sure the kids are ready for school. I make them take a shower. I make them do everything. It is difficult because we all came from a different culture, different background, with different language. It is very difficult in the beginning. Once you live together after a month, you never see the difference. You feel like they are family because you have to teach them all these things. We are family, this is what do in family, this is what mommy and daddy do. In the mornings, you have to get up and you have to brush your teeth, you have to use the bathroom, you have to take a shower, put your uniform, go to school. You have to just keep it on a schedule with these children, like the whole day thing. Then you don't feel any difference. You live, okay, I have this many children. I mean, to me, I never felt like, okay, these kids came from somebody else, I don't know them. I feel like they're my kids. This is the best part of our life. I thank God for Dr. Shamal Thomas who offered us this place, and for Andy working so hard to make this place run day by day. But I thank God that I have a husband who's always wanted to do something different in this place and just to do something good and encourage people just to pray for us. We need everybody's prayer. That's the one main thing we need from people, is prayer.
On any given month, we have razor-thin budgets. And I wrote about this in a book, but a couple of years ago, 2015 actually, there were 54 days, I can't remember exactly the number, but let's just say 50 days in that year where at some point during that day we would not have enough food to feed our kids. 50 days, so it averages out to about once a week we ran out of food to feed our own kids. But do you know how many meals our kids have missed? None. We wouldn't have had food, but God Himself in crazy, crazy ways, like a sense of humor, would provide in the weirdest ways. We're like, all right, that must have been God, it wasn't anybody else. We'd have Muslims and Hindus and non-Christians that would come up to us and say, we've never been here before, but can we provide samosas or a meal for your kids? Like, absolutely. Like, we don't really even know why we're here, but something just told us to come here. Or it'd be a holiday. We'd run out of food on the day that it's a Hindu holiday, and they would just come bring food for the kids.
I hope that this home and our ministry filled with the joy and help other people and bring more children, and anybody need help, we want to help, because that's what we are here for, to help people, save people, and share the gospel to the people. My dream is I want all this village to know about Jesus. That's my everyday prayer. Lord, please bring this Alwar to God.
So we get here, we don't feel as much stress because at this time we had 30 of the most perfect, beautiful sons in the world. More than anyone could ever ask for, you know? I wasn't a father to these kids, I was Papa.
My name is Amit. I'm soccer. I'm dancing. My name is Ritik. My name is Abhishek. My name is Raju. I am a cricket.
Hi, my name is Victor.
Hello, dear family. My name is Vikas. My name is Sanjay. Hi, I love you. My name is Mahesh.
I was so blessed to get to live with these people for a few weeks and see the many ways God is using them every single day. They're raising a faith and love-filled generation of young people that have the power to change their culture and the mindset of others around them. If you'd like to donate to help see this continued in their lives and hundreds, thousands more through India, go to nolongerorphans.org. You can donate by going to the Ways to Donate tab and selecting Donate to Project 450. The Indian rupee is 70 to $1 US, so any amount you give is incredibly beneficial. If anything, we would love your prayers. Ultimately, that's what makes the most change. Anything you can do will help them make a difference.